Greens, everyone. Core here. Gonna be a little bit of a double feature tonight for our midnight movie reviews. Pretty much went to go see this review first, which is Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super movie Broly, I believe, is the full title of it, which is a bit of a mouthful, but pretty much it's a canon Dragon Ball movie. That's the biggest takeaway, just like how Resurrection F and how Battle of the Gods were all canon, because Akira Toriyama is the one that helped write it, or at least had a lot of influence in these movies. So yeah, so it's canon. It's not like GT. GT technically, a lot of people say it's not canon, which technically it is if you want to go off of the creator. Didn't the creator wasn't involved or created anything for it. He is pretty much just people he trusted that continue the story. But yeah, so let's get to it. It's gonna be a quick review because honestly, the first I want to say 45 minutes is interesting but slow. It's interesting because they draw a lot more of the backstory, at least with the Saiyan race. With Broly, of course, they do change this backstory there. Just the whole legends, and it's actually pretty interesting overall just to see what they've been up to after the tournament, the Universal tournament, and just you know really see what they've been up to, and also to adding more back history and everything like that, and retconning a few things. And it's pretty cool. I mean, because yeah, all the other Dragon Ball Z movies, those are not canon, at least technically, because the Bardock movie was supposed to be, but then it's not really now. But it kind of is. It's weird. But yeah, the Broly movie. I mean, everybody for some reason Broly is just one of those characters that everybody loves. Everybody's just awesome, especially from the first movie. I mean, they made 3 movies where he's the main guy. Granted, of course, the third movie you could kind of say he is just more a weapon because it's Bio Broly, not really the original, which the first two were the original Broly. So that's pretty cool. The animation is really nice. That's pretty much what you're going to see is the fight, which I think the last felt like 40 minutes is just them fighting. It's just Goku, Vegeta, Broly, excuse me, Frieza. It's just them all fighting, which there's a lot of good parts. Like I said, this is not it's not really story driven. It's just a basis just to draw a little bit more on the universe. Like I said, the most story driven part is back when Frieza took over Planet Vegeta and just the whole Saiyans and just kind of really, filling in a lot of the unknowns and what they were like and just the whole backstories and all that stuff. So that's the most you're gonna get. And then after that, it's just yeah, we got Broly, and he's gonna fight Goku and Vegeta. So of course the fighting animation is just amazing. The blending of the computerized, cell shading to make it look like the original hand drawings. Just even like some of the parts where they just use straight, computer generated images where they didn't particularly try to make it look like Dragon Ball Z fighters. That looks a lot. That literally looks like the original Dragon Ball Z brought to life. Where of course, here they do have some uh, computer generated graphics that you could tell. They don't try to hide it with the cell shading and the little trickery that they do for some of the other action scenes. But there is one thing in this movie that I really liked, which I I'm trying to think. I don't think I've seen it before in one of their movies. It might have been in one of the video games, but there is a part in the fight scene, well, the main fight scene, that goes first person, and the first person perspective is of Broly, and it's pretty interesting because yeah, we see, of course, always side by sides or different angles and point of views and stuff like that, but we never really see from their point of view what they're seeing really. So it was interesting to see their perspective, their point of view, just how they see the world in a way, and just it's interesting. It catches you off guard for a second, and then you're like, wait a minute, I'm in POV mode of Broly in this fight, and I caught that very interesting. So that was probably cool, one of the coolest things besides just the all out crazy brawling that they just do throughout this whole movie. It just escalates and escalates and escalates, and then it's like, oh, that might be it. No, just keep escalating from there. I think I saw one of the things that they talked about was that there's like 7 or 8 different transformations for Broly in this movie, which seems about right. And it's just fun. It's fun. It's enjoyable. There's some good humor. There's some kind of childish stuff humor, but overall, it's enjoyable enough to go see it in the theater. The audience was all. I mean, we all had fun with it. They really enjoyed all the different parts, all the parts that were supposed to make you laugh, made us laugh. Even some parts that didn't quite make us laugh, made us laugh. I think you'll find 1 or 2 of those scenes yourselves if you go see this. But overall, it's great. It's awesome. It's another Dragon Ball Z movie. Story driven wise, it's not the strongest, but definitely as far as action wise, it's probably one of the best. So that's all we really care for, right? But on to the next review. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Later.